Hey, it's Dr. Ernst, host of the AskDrErnst Show. This is a call to action to anyone taking a thyroid medication. Levothyroxine, Synthroid, Tyrosent, Armourthroid, Natrethroid. If you want to get rid of the thyroid medications, go deep enough and find the underlying root cause. 90% of people taking thyroid medications have an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's that they're not addressing. I'll show you how to fix that. There's also subclinical hypothyroidism, reverse T3 dominance, even neurogenic hypothyroidism. My question to you is, what kind of thyroid do you have? If it's underperforming and you're tired all the time, gaining weight, feeling cold, irritable, you have brain fog, your hair is thinning, and you're even slightly depressed or with palpitations or anxiety, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'll send you a free ebook that'll show you how to solve this, and you're invited to a live masterclass Saturday, August 16th at 10 a.m. where I will show you how to test and resolve thyroid issues naturally. 704-906-2094.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celient Sleep Recovery. Our Celient Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celient technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celient infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celient. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celient has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Get into bed to experience our smooth Celient Egyptian cotton blend sheets. Protect your mattress against the sands of time with our Celient mattress protectors. With our pillow protectors, you get the benefits of our recovery therapy. Explore new places and feel well rested throughout your journeys. Discover luxurious support that allows you to sleep in almost any position. Neck blankets are small and compact. You can bring them with you just about anywhere. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celient Sleep Recovery products today. Celient. Recycle your body's energy.
Beyond wine, we really care about health. The health of the planet and the health of each other. That's what inspired us to start this business. Our family of team members meets every morning for a group meditation, followed by an open gratitude session. We believe a sound mind with a focus on peace is the best instrument for change. Joint meditation is the cornerstone of our company culture, and it helps us remember what's important, spreading joy and love, just like our family growers. Our family is a collection of passionate, health-conscious individuals who love to laugh and enjoy each other's company. We eat seasonally, grow our own vegetables, cook together, and share wine. Our team is incredibly dedicated to our mission. Everything from sourcing the wines to answering service questions. Your natural wines are found and sourced around the world by our wine team. They taste every one, oversee their lab testing, and choose exactly which ones go in which box. If you order, your individual box will be packed by our incredibly hardworking fulfillment team. If you have any questions, your service requests will be handled by a wonderfully loving member experience family who only have one goal in mind, your 100% happiness. This video is put together by our talented media team, filmed and edited in-house, just like the rest of our artful media. From our unique creations to our printed lifestyle piece called A Matter of Taste. We put love into everything we do, and we hope to share it with you.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome, friends and listeners, to another powerful episode of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Yes, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems when you become your own doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and today we are continuing the conversation, taking a deep dive into something that is massively misunderstood, misdiagnosed, mistreated in modern medicine, and that is the concept of hypothyroidism. If you're somebody today who is tired all the time, you're gaining weight despite diet and exercise, doing everything right, you're cold when everybody else says it's burning up, you've got joint pain, brain fog, brittle nails, dry skin, your hair's falling out. These are all signs of hypothyroidism, and yet conventional medicine often overlooks the root cause, the reason why this is happening. Either you'll be labeled, there's nothing wrong, your labs don't show a thyroid problem because they're only looking superficially at TSH and T4. And I'm here to share with you today, there are 4 subtypes of hypothyroidism. So if you've been diagnosed, if you're taking levothyroxine, Armour-Throid, Nature-Throid, some sort of thyroid stimulant or glandular, my question to you is, it's not enough just to say, I have hypothyroidism. You have to say what kind, because knowing the type of hypothyroidism will unlock the door for you to be able to solving the root cause of that type and fixing your body by yourself. We've seen hypothyroidism bounce back very quickly in the patients of the Ask Dr. Ernst Network. And this is the show that's going to reveal you the truth that conventional medicine does not want you to know about. We're pulling back the curtain on what's really making your body so fatigued and sluggish and brain fogged and joint pained and tired and thinning hair and weight gain and all of the symptoms that most of us deal with. But before we unpack the subtypes, I want to make sure we spend a little bit of time on teaching you how your thyroid is supposed to work in the first place. You see, everything begins in your brain. And of course, it makes sense because it's the master system. It runs and controls every part of your body. Watch this. For your heart to beat, there needs to be a signal from your brain. For your lungs to breathe, a signal from your brain. For you to physically hear me right now on whatever device, wherever you're at, your signals from your ears have to go to your brain to be interpreted. Your brain sends the signals to your body so you can physically understand. So we know the brain controls everything, but yet, isn't it interesting how most classic endocrinologists rarely look at the brain side of thyroid? They'll look at hormones, they'll look at TSH, T4, but those are just simply releasing hormones. So remember, everything starts in your brain. We have to go way up to what's known as the hypothalamus. It has an ability to sense the need for hormones. Think about how awesome this is that God created your body this way. You have a sensor inside your brain that can detect the amount of active thyroid hormone floating around. That portion of your brain, your hypothalamus, releases a hormone called thyrotropin releasing hormone. That hormone then goes to your pituitary gland, which is the master control center of all hormones in your body. The thyrotropin releasing hormone then stimulates the pituitary to secrete something called thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. Many of you have probably heard, I had that tested, Dr. Ernst. They're checking my thyroid. No, they're checking a brain hormone, which, yes, is part of the signaling process. That hormone travels in your blood to your thyroid gland and basically says, thyroid, wake up. We need more T4. I try to make it rhyme so you can remember this. We need more T4. So the thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, comes from the pituitary gland and tells your thyroid, make more hormone. Think of it like a car parked in the garage with the engine running. But that car can't do anything until you get into it and shift it into gear and off you go. So T4, though a hormone, is inactive. And this is where most people miss the mark. To have TSH tested and T4 tested and say that you know everything about someone's thyroid is a far cry today given what the research says about how the thyroid works. you have to convert T4 into active hormone T3. And here's where it gets crazy. The majority, 60 to 80% of that conversion takes place in your liver, and another 20 to 30% takes place in your intestines. So could it be possible that you have normal TSH and normal T4, but you're not converting it properly? That's one subtype. It's called reverse T3 dominance. It exists, it's real, it's out there, yet a lot of physicians don't test for it. And if you have hypothyroidism and you're taking Synthroid or levothyroxine and you're like, God, why do I still feel terrible? I've got brain fog, my joints hurt, I'm gaining weight. It's because you're not addressing your subtype. When T4 circulates through your blood and goes into your liver and becomes T3, it's like literally having a bank account full of cash that you can spend and use like crazy. And we use this money, T3, we use the active T3 to be a metabolic accelerator. I'm going to be blunt with you. T3 hormone, thyroid hormone number 3, is what makes you lose fat. It's what keeps your energy up. It's what stimulates your metabolic rate and supports mitochondrial function. Ready for this? It makes your heart beat regularly and strong. It regulates your internal thermostat, the temperature that you're at. It maintains bowel regularity, so the ability for you to go on a regular basis. It sharpens your mind. It keeps you fresh. It gives your skin, your hair, and your nails the nourishment that they need to grow. So T3 is critical for what you want in your life. It is your emotional balance. It is your memory. It is your mood stability. It even helps your immune system to fight bacteria, viruses, pathogens, etc. And yet, let me ask you this. Most conventional physicians rarely test for T3. Again, they look at TSH, they look at T4. If they're out of whack, they'll slap you with a synthetic hormone, T4, Synthroid, levothyroxine, or maybe you're taking a glandular version, a little more natural but still prescriptive, Armourthroid, Natrethroid. Think of it this way. It's like trying to fix a leak of your sink, if you will, or wherever. Yeah, let's use a sink analogy. It's like trying to fix a leaky sink by painting the cabinet underneath it to hope that the paint will seal the leak. It's not getting to the root cause. What the real problem isn't necessarily the ability for your thyroid to produce, but instead it's your body's ability to convert, activate, or respond. I hope you hear me today, especially if you're someone taking a thyroid medication. The ability to convert, activate, and respond to your thyroid hormone. That's why today we're going to uncover, which is inside the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. I've been giving this ebook away for the last 2 weeks. We've given away thousands of copies. I implore you today, if you want to lose weight, feel great, get your energy back, have your hair thicken, have your vibrance come back. But Dr. Ernst, I don't have a thyroid problem. Why should I do this? You may have one of the subclinical types of hypothyroid and you're not being diagnosed because, again, conventional medicine only looks at TSH and T4. Download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. It'll describe the 4 subtypes. It'll show you the tests that you should get to find out if your symptoms are coming from a thyroid condition, because for the majority of people, it can be your thyroid. We talked about that last week. Could your symptoms be your thyroid? Yes. To download the ebook, simply text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll send that to you today. And ready for this? Coming up in just a matter of a little bit of time, Saturday, August 16th. It is what, like 2 weeks away from today? The Thyroid Heal Thyself Masterclass. I just want to be honest with you guys. We have over 700 people currently registered. These are local Charlotte individuals saying, I want my energy back. I want to lose weight. I want to feel great. I want to be youthful. I want my hair to thicken. Why don't you join them? I'm going to show you how to have all of that and more by addressing your thyroid, even if you don't think it's your thyroid. Saturday, August 16th. It's a free online masterclass, 10 a.m. in the morning. Did I say free? Like, I'm going to show you how to lose weight, 20 pounds for free, energy back for free, thick, lustrous hair for free. I'm going to show you how to find out if your thyroid is underperforming and what to do to fix it. Simply text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. So today we're going to uncover the 4 most common functional subtypes. So I'm going to say this bluntly. If you're an individual listening today and you are taking levothyroxine, Synthroid, Armithyroid, you've been diagnosed hypothyroid, it must be one of these 4 subtypes, and you really do need to figure out which one it is. We're going to dive into the most common, which is called autoimmune hypothyroid, aka Hashimoto's. What is it? How do we fix it? How do we solve it? Then we're going to look at something called reverse T3 dominance, or what's known as Wilson syndrome. Then, as we shift into segment 2, because I'm going to probably run shy on time, we got a lot to talk about, we're going to discuss toxin-induced thyroid hypothyroidism, and the one that no one is talking about, neurogenic hypothyroidism, where nerve interference prevents your brain from making the thyroid work properly and also converting it at the same time. Now, here's the best part. Every single one of these has a known cause and its own set of symptoms and its own set of functional healing. So grab a pen and paper, because you're going to want to take notes when you start going like, oh, that sounds like me. There's your subtype. And again, grab the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. It's free. It contains all the information, plus the testing that'll help you to find out which subtype you have. 704-906-2094. Just text your name and email, guys. It's that simple. Name, email, the word thyroid, hit smash on that send button. Boom, we get it. We'll get you the masterclass in the ebook. So let's kick things off with subtype number 1. This is by far the most common form of hypothyroidism. And it's what a lot of people don't truly understand, which is the autoimmune Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Technically, it's not a thyroid problem per se. In fact, it's an issue that your thyroid is being attacked. So it's not that your thyroid can't make the hormone. I don't want you to think that it's an inactive thyroid. See, your doctors will say, your thyroid's not making the hormone, therefore you need to take it. But if it's because of an immune system going rogue and silently attacking the thyroid tissue, causing inflammation or tissue destruction, and ultimately decreased function over time, that is what is known as autoimmune thyroid. And here's what the research says. 9 out of 10 people taking thyroid medications have autoimmune thyroid, and they're not addressing it. They're only masking it by taking the medications, making TSH and T4 look good, and their doctors are super happy. Their labs look great, but they still feel like they're falling apart. Does that sound like you? Very familiar story. We hear it all the time. What's scary is that most people with Hashimoto's don't even know they have it, because their doctors rarely run the tests like TPO antibodies and thyroglobulin antibodies. It's really important that I describe this to you guys. So I drew a little infographic. I'm going to hold it up to the screen. So we have that camera. Yay. You might be going, but Dr. Ernst, I'm listening on the radio. How am I supposed to see or hear this? Okay, well, just listen. Or go over to Facebook and YouTube. Ask Dr. Ernst as the handle. We stream every show live via video and audio. Here's what happens in autoimmune hypothyroid. Your body produces 1 or 2 or both of antibodies called TPO, thyroid peroxidase antibody, or thyroglobulin antibody. Here's why this is important. If you have high levels of TPO antibodies, it means that you're attacking the enzyme that produces the thyroid hormone in the first place. So thus, why your T4 is low. Do you see this? The doctor's like, we don't know why your T4 is low, but here's the medication to make it go up. But if you have autoimmune hypothyroid, it's low because you have antibodies attacking the production in the thyroid. Or you have thyroglobulin antibodies, where instead of attacking the production, you're attacking the downstream product. The hormone is created and then attacked. So the TPO antibody stops the production of thyroid hormone in the first place, thus making T4 go down. The thyroglobulin antibodies, it doesn't attack the production, it attacks the product. So T4 is made, but then the T4 is attacked, thus making T4 go down. So do you see how autoimmune thyroid makes your T4 go down? Because the brain can sense T4, TSH goes up, and here's the trap. Your classic physician will say, oh, that's a hypothyroid, and you need to now take this medication, not addressing the reason why it's happening. Where do thyroid antibodies come from? Almost always, it's the gut. It's a gut leak creating autoimmunity. This is well documented. Listen to the Journal of Autoimmunity Reviews, 2005. Guys, that's like 20 years ago. Volume 4, Issue 7. states that if the gut is leaking, proteins get across the molecular membrane into your blood and induce something known as molecular mimicry, where gluten and casein and other amino acids from what you eat stimulate your immune system, and they make antibodies that can also attack the thyroid. Another culprit is what's known as chronic Epstein-Barr virus infections, because again, to the body, an infection is foreign. So antibodies against Epstein-Barr virus or H. pylori or even Lyme's disease look very similar to thyroid tissue. So Epstein-Barr virus can hang out in the thyroid tissue. Well documented that almost every single person, 80% of people with Hashimoto's, have detectable levels of Epstein-Barr virus or H. pylori in their system. You combine this with environmental toxins like mercury and fluoride and glyphosate, and now you see this triple threat where the body is simply trying to attack what it is infected with, and as a result, it also attacks the thyroid. So the functional medicine approach to fixing Hashimoto's is to say, wait a second, if the antibodies are high, you must remove the triggers that are known to stimulate those antibodies. And here they are: gluten, dairy, and soy, the three most major inflammatory foods for any autoimmune patient. If you have autoimmune Hashimoto's and you're still drinking milk and you're still eating grains, this is why your body hasn't healed. You have to remove the inflammation in the first place. Then you have to support your gut so that it can actually seal. We talk about this regularly. Glutamine, zinc carnosine, aloe vera, using products, pterohydrates, things that can actually help to seal the gut. Then we work on modulating the immune system, not to suppress it, but to enhance it, making sure that we have enough selenium, which is a nutrient that's needed for active thyroid conversion, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, glutathione. So you got to get tested to find out which nutrients you're deficient in, because when you take what your body needs and you stop attacking it, then your body can start to repair itself. Listen to this study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that if you use selenium, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and glutathione, you can significantly drop the antibodies within just 3 months. And then finally, we can start to support the thyroid gland itself. We can make sure that tyrosine and B vitamins and adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha and rhodiola are used, because Hashimoto's is not just a thyroid issue, it's an immune gut condition. So when you correct the underlying immune dysfunction, your thyroid, which has always been producing as it should, will stop being attacked by the antibodies. And then guess what? T4 levels start to come up. TSH starts to come down. It resets by itself, because for the first of the 4 subtypes, you've now addressed the autoimmunity. And if you need help with this, because a lot of times I'm going to be blunt with you, an autoimmune thyroid takes work and coaching and assistance. You have to get testing done. I highly encourage that you download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. There's a whole portion here about autoimmune thyroid, the kind of testing and what to do. But man, if you have autoimmune thyroid, if you know, like Dr. Ernst, I know I have autoimmune thyroid, I'm only just taking the medications, I don't know how to break it or solve it. That's what the Masterclass is for. We'll show you the steps. We'll help you through the process. We've seen thousands of people break autoimmunity. Subtype number 2. This is a big one, reverse T3 dominance. This is the functional subtype of hypothyroidism where your body cannot convert T4 into active T3. So again, using some infographics, what should happen is the brain secretes TSH, which makes the thyroid secrete T4. It's inactive. T4 goes to the liver and the intestines and must be converted into T3. But with liver congestion and leaky gut, your body will convert it into a toxic version called reverse T3. Here's the challenge with this. Reverse T3 is a hormone, and it does bind. It binds real hard to the receptors, but it's like putting the wrong key in the ignition. It'll fit, but it's not going to start the engine. This is why people still feel sluggish and cold and foggy and achy, even though they might have normal TSH and T4. See, reverse T3 dominance is such a common issue We're cold all the time. We're chronically fatigued. We're anxious and depressed. We're constipated. Our hair thins out. But TSH and T4 are normal. What causes these kind of spikes in high levels of reverse T3? Chronic stress is a big culprit. When your body's in a constant fight or flight mode, cortisol goes up. And when cortisol goes up, your body starts to conserve energy. So it physically makes T4 convert into T3 reverse as a survival. Often these triggers include things like trauma or infections or liver congestion, even chronic inflammation. Your body thinks it's under attack, so it's almost like it pulls a metabolic brake. There was a study published in the journal Thyroid, like they know what they're talking about, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, the year 2001, that confirmed that high levels of reverse T3 significantly change and make you sick. It's biologically active state that most Americans are in on a daily basis because of being chronically stressed. The solution is not to take more thyroid hormone because, unfortunately, the more thyroid hormone you take, the more you convert it to reverse T3. So we work on doing things to calm the human body down. Chiropractic care to reset the nervous system and release the sympathetic stress. Adaptogenic herbs to help the adrenal glands just calm down and relax. Detoxification to the liver to open up phase 1 and phase 2 pathways and allow the liver to convert the hormone by itself. Another underappreciated aspect of this is the fact that reverse T3 physically suppresses mitochondrial output. And the mitochondria in your body are your batteries. If you're wondering why you're so tired all the time, it's more than likely that you have an elevation in reverse T3. Can we use CoQ10 and lipoic acid and magnesium to help boost it? Yes. But remember, the conversion takes place in the liver and the gut. So when you restore liver functionality by detoxing the liver, when you seal the gut by removing the leak, and you activate a de-stressing process within the human body, now you start shifting T4 into T3 properly. And that's how you solve reverse T3 dominance, understanding that it's a stress reaction in the body. We have to test. We got to find out if your liver's working properly. Is your gut leaking? And I know what you might be thinking, like, oh, this, testing is expensive, but guess what? It's the greatest investment you can ever make. You're looking at, a test for your liver functionality, phase 1, phase 2 detox, is $200. It's the greatest thing you can invest in yourself, because when you find the underlying root cause and you solve it, can an autoimmunity break? I've seen it hundreds of times. Can a reverse T3 dominance break? Hundreds of times. So let me be clear. If you've been told your thyroid is fine, but you still feel awful, it's not in your head. You just haven't had the right kind of testing to find out what subtype of hypothyroid do you have. You have to look beyond just the surface. You have to go way deep. What's attacking the thyroid? Autoimmunity, 90% of the time. And again, taking the medication is not going to solve the autoimmunity. What if it's a conversion issue? What if your liver's toxic and your gut's leaking and you're making a hormone that physically makes you fatigued and tired and gain weight like crazy? Reverse that process, clean up the liver, seal the gut, the reverse T3 drops, T3 active elevates, and life comes back. If what I am speaking is resonating with you, you mean I can lose 20 or 30 pounds in a couple months? Yes. I can have my energy back, my thick hair. I can get my brain back. Yes. Do me a favor. Text your name and email right now to 704-906-2094. The Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook is yours free. It'll show you the tests. It'll help you get connected so you understand. And then join us for the Masterclass Saturday, August 2nd, 16th. It's like 2 weeks from today. I'll physically show you specifically each of the subtypes, how to identify yours, and the steps you need to activate self-healing. Hey, when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to go into the third and fourth subsets, everything from toxin-induced hypothyroidism, how heavy metals and chemicals hijack the receptors, and the number one overlooked structural cause of hypothyroidism, neurogenic hypothyroidism, the neurology-based thyroid suppression that's rooted in spinal misalignments. You don't want to miss that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. It's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. 704-906-2094 is the number to text your name, your email, the word thyroid to grab the free ebook and the masterclass. Now, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Wine is a fermented beverage that has been enjoyed by humanity for over 8,000 years. Our ancestors believed in its magical healing powers. Wine has been a well-studied part of our history, but recently it's changed. The wines sold today in most stores and restaurants are not the same wines enjoyed by our ancestors. Today, wine is a highly processed, factory-made product filled with toxins and industrial additives. The grapes are farmed with machines and heavy pesticide use, and the marketing is misleading and dishonest. Wines free from this human intervention still exist. They're called natural wines. These wines are a return to the old way of making and enjoying wine. Free from commercial additives, high sugar, and heavy alcohol content, these wines are a beautiful expression of nature. They're also extremely rare. Less than 1% of the world's wines are grown to this standard. They are made in hyper-small quantities by family farmers who work by hand using ancient practices. This is the kind of wine that derive from wine sources. We search the globe looking for pure natural wines, carefully nurtured by family growers who work with nature, and we take it a step further, sourcing wines that meet our strict criteria for farming, purity, and taste. We only work with organically grown wines, farmed without irrigation and without heavy machinery. Grapes are hand-picked and then fermented using native wild yeast, not the industry standard GMO yeasts. Our wines are pure, lab-tested by an independent enologist for metrics including alcohol and sugar. They also taste extraordinary, bright, fresh, and full of life. They jump out of the glass because they aren't sterilized or heavily processed.
Welcome back, friends and fellow health seekers. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Yes, the show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and if you're just joining us, you're tuning in to a powerful episode where we're discussing what kind of hypothyroidism do you have? It's not enough to just be told your thyroid is underperforming, here's a medication. You have to ask the deeper question, doctor, why is my thyroid not performing to its full capacity? There are 4 subsets of hypothyroidism. Very important that you know exactly which one you have. We've been pulling back the curtain on the true causes of low thyroid function that are never being addressed by conventional medicine. Earlier in the show, we explained how thyroid functionality is supposed to work. Normal, healthy, active thyroid. This is what you guys want. Your brain secretes a hormone called TSH, thyroid stimulation hormone. That goes in your blood to your thyroid gland, which sits in your neck. Little tiny guy about the size of a butterfly. And it's producing something called T4, which is inactive. That hormone T4 goes into your liver and into your intestines. 60 to 80% of it's converted into the active thyroid hormone T3 in the liver. So watch this. Maybe the liver has a challenge and that's why your thyroid's underperforming. Maybe your gut has a challenge and that's why the thyroid's not performing. Maybe you're not producing it properly because it's being attacked. There are 4 subsets. When you have active T3, that hormone here makes you feel vibrant and alive and sharp, and you are thermogenically powered. You lose weight, you feel great, your hair is thick. It's every single thing that you want. Then we discussed the number one cause of an underperforming thyroid is the autoimmunity. The fact that there are antibodies being produced where your body is physically attacking the thyroid production, or it attacks the hormone that's being produced from the thyroid. And how most commonly that's connected to a leaky gut or chronic inflammatory infections like Epstein-Barr virus and H. pylori, which many of you have, but you don't realize it's connected to your thyroid. Then we discussed a concept known as reverse T3 dominance, or what is known as Wilson's syndrome, where your body and your thyroid produce correct levels. So you have healthy TSH, healthy T4. Your doctor says it's not your thyroid, but you're going, but I can't lose weight. I'm foggy and forgetful. I'm slightly depressed and I'm anxious and my hair is thinning out. And your doctor says, well, it's not your thyroid, because they're only looking at TSH and T4. In this instance, what happens is the thyroid hormone is being produced naturally the way that it should. So TSH looks good, T4 looks good. It goes into your liver and your gut, but it's not converted properly here. So what spits out is something called reverse T3. It is an actual hormone that can be detected on blood tests, but you probably haven't had it done. And if that is high, you're tired all the time, you're gaining weight, it leads to disease, and it's not the way that God intended your body to be. Stress-induced, yes. Subluxation-induced, yes. When you have high levels of reverse T3, it feels like you have an anchor attached to your hip, and no matter how hard you work out, no matter how hard you diet, and watch this, no matter how much potential medication you take, the symptoms do not break because it's not a thyroid problem in that instance. It is a conversion issue. Even in the Hashimoto's, it's not a thyroid problem. Your thyroid makes the hormone, but it's being attacked. Now we're going to shift gears into 2 other forms of how your labs can look normal, but it doesn't mean your thyroid's necessarily functioning properly. It is the concept of what's known as toxin-induced hypothyroidism. Huge player for most people. And we're going to discuss the neurogenic dysfunctions of how spinal subluxations can disrupt your brain's ability to communicate directly to your thyroid or your liver or your intestines. Both of these are real. Both of them are testable. And because of it, guess what? Both are correctable using natural methods of correction. I'm going to put it this way. It's not going to be that you're going to take a synthetic. Some people will say like, well, look, I'm taking natural thyroid hormones. I'm using, glandulars and that's making myself. You're still only scratching the surface. This next section may shock you, especially if you've never connected the dots between environmental toxins and your thyroid and your nervous system and your thyroid. But I promise you this, by the end of today, at the end of this hour, around 4 o'clock, you will be empowered to take control of your thyroid back. Number one, because you're going to download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. It is the functional approach to solving this epidemic. Guys, you know this, thyroid medications are the number one most prescribed prescription today per month. More people are taking thyroid medications than even things like statins or blood pressure or even diabetes medications. So we're looking here and we're going, if you just follow the trends, more prescriptions for thyroid medications. A lot of people deal with this, but they're just being told, make your numbers look good. Inside the ebook, you have all the tests that'll help you to discover exactly what kind of thyroid you have. You have the history behind how your thyroid works. You have explanations of the toxin-induced, the neurological-induced, and then the best part, ready? How to resolve each of them. Begin step number 1. Begin step number 2. Begin step number 3. Dr. Ernst, won't you just share what they are? I have been the whole entire show today. Download the Heal Thyself ebook. It's yours. And the Masterclass on solving hypothyroidism. If you want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, that's the event for you. If you want to get your brain back so you're focused and alive and attentive, and you're going like, man, I am just sharp and I am on par, that's the event for you. If you want your hair to thicken, if you want your skin to clear, if you want your energy to come back, yes, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Ebook is yours. Masterclass is live. You don't even have to leave your home. You just open up your computer, click a link that we email to you. It goes live on the 16th. It's only about an hour and a half of your time, but it's going to show you how to solve your health crisis. Okay, subtype number 3. There are 4 subtypes of hypothyroidism. If you've been told that your thyroid's off balance, you should ask the question, which subtype am I? Subtype number 1, we already talked about it, autoimmune, Hashimoto's. It's about 90% prevalent in someone taking a thyroid medication. Number 2, reverse T3 dominance. This is the one that's 90% present in you who say, my thyroid's fine. My doctor says my TSH is good and my T4 is good. I don't have a thyroid problem. You may have a subclinical hypothyroid known as reverse T3 dominance. That's what makes you gain weight and feel off balance and tired and forgetful and joint pains and all the symptoms that everyone deals with. Reverse T3 dominance. Now we're going to talk about toxin-induced hypothyroidism. This is the type that I would like to call technically not a thyroid issue, but a cellular resistance. Your body is making the hormones and they're being converted properly. So according to your physician, your thyroid works perfect, but you still feel like life is falling apart. What's happening here is the active thyroid hormone, T3, cannot get into the cell. Do I have an infographic for you guys on our live streams? Yes. So ready, watch. TSH works, T4 works. It goes to the liver, the intestines. It's converted properly. We have T3 active, but it can't land on the cell. The receptors are blocked because of toxins. I use this analogy several times before. Think of it as if I was to give you the key to my house, but before I go to my house, I take my key, I put it in the door, I break off the key so the stem is in the lock. You arrive and you're like, we have the key, we should be able to get inside, and you try to put your key in that door lock and it doesn't fit because it's blocked from the one that was broken in mine. That would be the interference. Heavy metals, halogen disruptors, chlorine and bromine are big ones for thyroid. What can cause this gunk? Well, mercury, fluoride, chlorine, bromium, cadmium, lead, aluminum, and hundreds of other endocrine-disrupting chemicals found in our food and our water, packaging, cosmetics, cleaning products. I'm going to be blunt and read to you from the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health published in the year 2015. Quote, one of the most sinister culprits of hypothyroidism from a toxin perspective is fluoride. Once praised for its dental benefits, fluoride is now recognized as being associated with an elevated prevalence of hypothyroidism. Fluoride competes with iodine. And iodine is the key ingredient needed to make thyroid hormone. If you don't know this, the number 432, T4, T3, the number implies the amount of iodine attached to the protein called thyroglobulin. So if you have thyroglobulin with 4 iodines, T4. If you have thyroglobulin with 3 iodines, T3. Is there a T2? You bet. Is there a T1? Absolutely. But they're at such extremely low levels because that's the precursors of your body making thyroid hormone. So what happens is you have thyroglobulin, a protein, you have iodine, and you have an enzyme in your thyroid called thyroid peroxidase. It takes the iodine and attaches it to the globulin. I attach 1, I have T1. I attach 2, T2. I attach 3, T3. I attach 4, T4. That's what the enzyme in the thyroid does. This is why autoimmune thyroid is such a big deal, because the antibodies, TPO antibodies, destroy the enzyme, so therefore you can't make thyroid hormone. Someone just had an epiphany with this going, oh my gosh, it now makes sense. Why my thyroid is low is not because of genetics or my diet or bad luck. It's because I'm attacking the enzyme. That's autoimmune. In this instance, toxin-induced, the fluoride competes with the inability for you to make thyroid hormone. Mercury is another massive problem. Mercury can accumulate in fatty tissues, crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it's got a very tight affinity for the thyroid tissue. Research published in the journal Toxicological Science shows that even the lowest levels of mercury exposure can suppress thyroid functionality because it binds to selenium, which is the cofactor needed to convert. Notice again, we had a conversion challenge before. High levels of reverse T3, Wilson syndrome. Can that be induced by heavy metal toxicity? Yes. Add to that things like bisphenol A, pesticides like glyphosate, volatile organic compounds from the synthetic fragrances that many of you are spraying on your body every day. And you have this toxic soup that is basically disabling your thyroid. Chemicals known as obesogens mimic hormones in the body that make you store fat. So the fix here is not a prescription because that's only going to add toxicity. If you have toxin-induced hypothyroidism, it's a full body detox and a lifestyle upgrade. We have to stop using fluorinated toothpastes, aluminum-based deodorants. We got to make sure that the water we drink is dechlorinated and cleaned. Yes, you can use reverse osmosis filters to do this. Yes, a Berkey filter is known to remove heavy metals. Yes, you can buy filters that remove fluoride and chlorine and heavy metals. Yes, we need to stop using plastic containers to consume foods out of and start using glass instead. Can we switch our household products to non-toxic cleaners? Yes. Can you physically go through your house and detox your home? Getting rid of all chemical-based products, especially the beauty care products, deodorants and lotions and shampoos and just all this stuff we rub all over our bodies, trying to make them cleaner when in fact they're making them more toxic. Then we got to start supporting your detox system, specifically your liver and your kidneys and your colon. One of the easiest things you can do right now is start using binders. So instead of taking vitamins per se, which you need to do, don't get me wrong, vitamins are good, but binders like activated charcoal, bentonite clay, chlorella, spirulina, these are things that can grab toxins from within the cells of your body and help sweep them out. Can also sweat out a lot of this stuff if you start exercising more, right? Engaging physical sweating, using an infrared sauna. We in the Ask Dr. Ernst clinic here in North Carolina use a system known as HAWKIT. It's a hyperthermic carbonic acid ozone detox chamber. You can physically sit in this chamber for 30 minutes, run a heavy metals detox program, and sweat out all the toxins and all the heavy metals. You can support your liver by upregulating methylation. If you don't know this, methylation is the enzymatic process at which we tag and eliminate toxins from the human body. And I'm going to be blunt. 20 years in practice testing people's methylation, the majority, 95 plus of people that we work with come in, they're poor methylators. They don't even know what methylation is. And we live in a world today where AI technology is prevalent. You can search anything you want, but the challenge is you have to know what to search. If you type in methylation and what's the importance of methylation, be prepared to be blown away. And you're going to be calling us going, Dr. Ernst, I need to get my methylation tested. I want to enhance my ability to methylate because it helps you to detox. You can also support natural detox processes. You need B vitamins. See, most people take a multivitamin, which is great, but it's got very low levels of B vitamins. I believe personally, every single individual listening to me today should take a multi-complex premethylated B vitamin and a multi-mineral, more so than just a multivitamin. We need minerals to activate thyroid functionality. Selenium is a key. Zinc is a key. Even, what's the other one I was thinking of? Iodine. Iodine is a key. But most of us are not taking multi-minerals. We're taking multivitamins. B vitamins, again, upregulate the phase 2 detox process and the phase 1 detox process within the liver. And guess what? 19 years being in practice, every single patient that knocks on our doors asking for help, we test B vitamins, everything from B1 to B15, and they're always deficient. The most important thing you can ever have done, though, is to test your heavy metals. And this is a key component because a lot of physicians completely miss this. In fact, every single major medical physician I've ever asked, could you run heavy metals? They're like, no, we don't need to do that. And if you had heavy metals in your blood, you'd be toxic and dying, which is true. We're not talking about blood heavy metals. We're talking about systemic heavy metals. So we use hair tests to tell us, do you have high levels of aluminum and lead and mercury and arsenic? When toxins are identified and removed and your cells are cleared, guess what? Suddenly, thyroid hormones start to work again. And the reason for it is simple. It makes perfect logical sense. If I remove the blocker to the receptor, now the hormone lands and you get what you want. So could your fatigue, your weight gain, your cold intolerance, your thinning hair be present even if you have normal thyroid function? Yes, if you have a toxin-induced hormone metabolic hypothyroidism. So that is subtype number 3. Okay, subtype number 4. And let's talk about what I believe, again, is a commonly underdiagnosed but yet most powerful root cause of possibly your low thyroid. Again, remember, the theme of today's show is this. If you've been diagnosed with a thyroid condition, it has to be one of these 4. If you've never been diagnosed with a thyroid condition, but you have the symptoms, weight loss resistance, anxiety, depression, heart palpitations, you're cold all the time, you have brain fog, you have joint pain, you're the average American, right? You could still have a subset of hypothyroidism, but have normal TSH and T4. The most common for that, toxin-induced hormone resistance at the thyroid level and reverse T3 dominance. Guys, these are real, they exist, and I implore you to download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook so you can learn more about them and join me for the Masterclass on Saturday, August 16th. It's at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's free. It's yours. You just have to text your name, your email, and the word thyroid to 704-906-2094 so we can send the info on how to connect. All right, subtype number 4, neurogenic hypothyroidism. This form of thyroid dysfunction doesn't physically start in the thyroid. Now watch this. It doesn't start in the gut. It doesn't start in the liver like the rest of these. It starts in your spine, specifically the upper cervical and thoracic regions of your spine. This is where your nervous system, brain and spinal cord, or what we would call your master control system, controls every square inch of your body, sends a signal from your brain down your spinal cord, over the nerves, to your thyroid, to your liver, and to your gut. And so here's my question. What if those signals are blocked? Your thyroid could slow down because it can't physically produce the hormone. So T4 levels drop, TSH goes up. It's labeled hypothyroid, but it's technically a nerve issue. It could be thoracic number 4 through 9, the mid part of your back. where everybody goes, if I could just get a good massage, I've got so much stress in the middle part of my back. Could be a subluxation at T4, T9, which governs your liver and your intestines. So maybe in this instance, you have a subluxation that's slowing down the conversion, causing you to have the reverse T3 dominance. Let's go even deeper. Maybe it's a subluxation at the L1, L2, 3 region of your lower back, and it's disrupting your gut because that region of your spine controls your digestive system, specifically your colon. And if your brain is disconnecting from your colon can start to leak. And then guess what? Now we have antibodies being produced, and now we have the autoimmune thyroid. So if you sense what I'm saying to you, if you've been tuning in since the top of the hour, Dr. Ernst, are you saying that the fourth subtype, nerve-induced hypothyroidism, is what causes all the other subtypes? Ding, 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 ding. Yes! I saved the best for last. And guys, this isn't theory. It's basic neurology. The vagus nerve comes off your spinal cord. It's the sympathetic chain ganglia. Causes continuous signals to help regulate your endocrine system. I'm sorry, it's the parasympathetic. I said sympathetic. That's the thoracics. Vagal nerve is the parasympathetic ganglia. The nerves in your neck from C1 to C5 specifically influence your thyroid directly. They connect your brain to your thyroid. The nerves from T4 to T9 govern your liver and your intestines, so they tell your body how to work. If those nerves are pinched, misaligned, or chronically inflamed due to spinal subluxation, your thyroid physically can't respond. In 2013, the Journal of Manipulative and Physiological Therapeutics found that if you correct spinal subluxations and improve the vagal tone, not only does thyroid function improve, but it got so corrected that many patients were able to stop taking their thyroid medications in the first place. When you correct spinal misalignments, subluxations, you restore the brain to body communication. So watch this. Suddenly, your pituitary gets the right signal. Your thyroid wakes up. Your liver converts it properly. Your intestines seal, and the antibodies go down so the production of the thyroid takes place the way that it should. This, by the way, is your body doing it by itself by being wired back to the way it was originally designed. This is what we assess in our clinic. We do x-rays of the spinal systems. We look at heart rate variability. We look at thermal imaging because we are trying to discover, do you have an area of undiagnosed neurological interference? Again, we don't guess with your health, we test. And when you find out if you have a subluxation and you correct it using structural-based functional chiropractic, then your nervous system is restored and the body starts to heal. And this is why so many patients say, I've tried everything, doc. Diet, detox, even meds, nothing's helping. But they've never looked at their nervous system, and your body cannot heal if the master system that controls everything is offline. The only profession that I know that is trained to restore neurological balance from a subluxation is chiropractic, and it must be done in a structural, functional approach. Now watch this. Pair that with nutrition coaching, detoxification, liver and gut repair, and toxin removal, and now you have the greatest effect, the triune of healing. You've gotten to the root cause of the whole body situation behind the hypothyroidism. It doesn't just silence the symptoms like the med does. It physically restores function back to your body. Your thyroid doesn't operate in isolation. It responds to what your brain tells it. And if the signal is blocked, no lab value, no medication, no supplement will fix the problem until the signal is restored again. And I pray to God that you understood what I just said. It is very profound. In fact, for a lot of us, it's what we've missed. We're not looking at the neurological. We're not looking at the toxicological. We're not looking at the autoimmunity and the conversion issue. There's the 4 subtypes. So there you have it. We just revealed to you the kicker on how to solve hypothyroidisms by discovering what kind you have. Take a moment and download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. If you're kind of going like, whoa, that's profound. I just wish I knew which one I had. The ebook will help you discover it. 704-906-2094. All we need is your name, your email, and the word thyroid. It's yours free, so is the masterclass. Thanks for tuning in today. If you guys would like more information about Ask Dr. Ernst, our functional approach, just go to AskDrErnst.com. There's a plethora of information completely free and available for you online. And I just encourage you, download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook and join us for the Masterclass Saturday, August 16th. Thanks for tuning in today. I look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday right here, News Talk 1110 WBT at 3 p.m. Be blessed. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.